guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make your alight motion edits look like AE or like more advanced, if that makes sense. So the first key is always adding overlays in the background of your photos. Now you don't have to, but I usually do it whenever I'm feeling very creative or like really like I'm just want to do editing, like I'm on an editing high. So the first thing that you do is you add your picture, and then you trim it to whatever you need, and then go ahead and go on to PixArt. You can also use background eraser, but I find PixArt a lot easier and a lot more faster for this. Find your picture again, and then go ahead and find this little cutout tool, and then select person. Or if you have an Android, I think you might just have to hit the thing that like outlines like what a body looks like, and then like it cuts it out for you. You can fix it up if you want. You don't really have to. So I'm just gonna hit save, and then I'm gonna save it. Then I'm gonna go back onto alight motion and add that on top of my actual photo. Now you're gonna add an overlay. So you can either screen record overlays or like use fast save to download them. So after you have your overlay ready, go ahead, let me just adjust mine real quick. So after you have it ready, go ahead and go to blending and opacity, and then lighten, and then hit screen. And then hit this little thing to the side so you can hold the overlay and move it underneath your PNG picture or your cutout. So it looks like that. Now you can leave it like that, but I select the layers on the side by holding them down. So I do the cutout, the overlay, and then the actual photo of the person. And then I hit this like little weird like box with a triangle and circle in it, and that makes it into a group. It doesn't really do anything special. It just helps me out, so I'm a lot more organized with my editing. So as you can see, it looks like that right now. And yeah, that's tip number 1 on how to make your alight motion edits look like AE or like Video Star or whatever. So the next tip is to go ahead and open up PixArt if you don't have it downloaded already. So go ahead and open it up and then add in your photo that you're gonna use, or all your photos. If you're gonna like make a whole edit, then go ahead and add in all of your pictures and do this. It's like really fast. So go ahead and select the picture you want. Go on to FX, and then go on to FX again, and then go ahead and select HDR. Now this, it really makes your photos like pop that much more. So it looked like this before, but now it looks like that. It just it heightens everything in your photo and enhances it, and it makes it look so much better in your edits, because then your edits don't look so dull and everything, and it gives it like a little bit of shine and pop, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's like tip number 2 to help your edits look like AE or Video Star. Next tip to help your alight motion edits look like Video Star or AE is to add motion blur. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just do a simple spin transition. I'm just going to mirror my photos and then do a simple spin. This part, you don't have to do this part. I'm just like doing an example just to show you how adding motion blur can help. Okay, so if you're doing like a simple transition like this, yeah, that looks cool and all, but if you add on motion blur, it helps it so much. It like makes it much more smoother than it already is. So you can either use motion blur or spin blur, but I think spin blur is for premium. So yeah, it just looks so much smoother and nicer that way. That's my opinion though. You don't have to add it. It just looks a lot nicer that way, and it makes it a lot smoother, and it just makes your edit better in the long run. But I do recommend, if you use motion blur, add it when you're done editing your actual edit. Add it onto all your photos when you're done editing, because it does make the app lag very much. So go ahead, just like if you're gonna use it, I caution you to add it at the end. Now my next tip is definitely to export in 60 frames per second. Now alight motion has this thing where if they do it like 30 frames per second, so it looks like this. And I get that some people actually like that look in edits, so like that's cool. But the way to change it is to go into the settings right here, because alight motion's default frame rate is 30 or 12, I don't know. For my Android it was 30. So go ahead and hit the little settings button, and then where it says frame rate, hit that, and then just go all the way to 60. And as you can see, it makes it so much smoother and like faster. So my next tip is to use panning. Now this has been a complete like life changer for me. I've been using panning since summer, and it's made my edits look so much better. So I don't actually know how to do actual panning, so I just use a QR code or preset from Alight Motion Color on Instagram, and then I find the picture, and then I go to effects, and then I just copy that, and then I paste it onto my edit. I'm just gonna put it on these photos just so you can see. So this was the photo before, that was that before, but after you add on panning, it looks so much better. So this is it after. And it's a little bit laggy because I have motion blur on there 2 times, but who cares? So yeah, it like moves your photo around. It makes it look a lot cooler. And yeah, so my next tip is that if you make edits with the photos zoomed out, which is really cool in my opinion, you should add overlays to the background of them so they don't look so bland. So the way to do that is to, once again, either screen record an overlay or use fast save to get an overlay, and then go ahead and get your overlay. Go ahead and add it on. You can like adjust it in any way you need to. I just have to zoom mine in and trim it. And then basically just go ahead and hold it down again like before. Hold it down so it's moving, and then put it underneath your photos. So you have a really cool overlay in the background of your pictures. Because I've seen a lot of AE and Video Star editors do that, so I've started doing it, and it makes my edits look so much better. Next tip of advice is if you're gonna use text, add shadow onto it. So basically, also another tip is that you can download fonts and use them in your edits. So you don't have, I mean, you can use Alight's fonts, but I just prefer to have my own. So like, say you're gonna say like, use text, I'm gonna say hi or something. So there's different orientations, not orientations, like settings, that place where you can do it in. So you hit this right here. I usually do mine in the center, so I just tap it one time and then it's automatically in the center. And if I want to do it to the right, I hit it one more time so it's in the right. And if you hit it another time, it's in the left. But I'm just going to do it in the center. So after you're done with that, you can adjust the color on it. You can adjust how big you want it, how small you want it. It's really up to you. But I'm using Lemon Bold Italic, and I'm putting it center in the middle, and my color is going to be white, and my size is going to be 18. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to hit the check mark, and you can zoom it in if you want also to make it bigger. But you could be done right here. But what I do is I usually add border and shadow, and then I go down to the last one right here, and then where it says shadow, I go ahead and turn that on. And you can adjust it any way you want. I usually like it when it's really dark, just so you can see it, so it looks like that. Because like if you're gonna like cite the lyrics in your edit or like use them, and you feel like want to put them over your picture, it works really good that way. Last tip is to use an intro on your edit that like, I guess it's like the beginning of your edit that like goes into your actual edit, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of different ways you can do intros, and I've seen some really cool ones, but the main way I do it is I duplicate the my video. I usually use videos in the beginning of it, but I'm just going to use a picture for this one. So I go ahead and I duplicate it, and on this one I go ahead and I add tiles, and I don't mirror it, I just add tiles and zoom it out. So this one right here, I'm going to zoom the picture out to like 555, and this one right here, you're not going to add anything, you're just going to leave it as it is, and then you're going to zoom out to the middle so you can see it like that, and then go on to border and shadow, and then add shadow so you can see it, so it looks like this. And on this picture right here that's in the middle, go ahead and like zoom it in so it's like zooming into your actual edit. I've done this many times, and you can check out my Instagram if you want an example to see how I did it. So yeah, it just looks like this. So basically it's like the video like that, and then it zooms into the edit. And yeah, that's all the tips I have to give you on how to make your Alight edits look like Video Star or AE. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, I guess. And if you have any more comments or questions or tutorial requests, just put it in the comments below. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.